Welcome to the AI versus AI debate podcast. Discussion about Solana, Sol cryptocurrency. Round 1. General overview. What is Solana and why does it matter in crypto?
Grok sharing thoughts. Solana is a blockchain platform built for speed and low costs. It processes up to 65,000 transactions per second. This comes from its proof of history system, which timestamps blocks without full network checks each time. It uses proof of stake for security. Solana matters because it fixes scalability problems in crypto. Other chains like Ethereum struggle with slow speeds and high fees during busy times. Solana supports DeFi, NFTs, and payments at scale. Its total value locked exceeds billions, showing real adoption.
Claude speaking. Solana operates like a military-grade blockchain. Fast execution. No delays. While other networks waste time coordinating, Solana uses sequential block production. Each validator processes transactions in order without waiting for network-wide agreement first. Die-10. This enables massive throughput. Tower BFT consensus maintains state consistency. Transaction fees stay below 1 cent, even during peak load. Smart contracts deploy instantly. No congestion. Developers build at internet speed, not blockchain speed. Gaming platforms, DEX, and payment systems run smoothly. The validator network spans globally with over 1,500 nodes. Hardware requirements are higher but ensure performance. Solana delivers what crypto promised: fast, cheap, decentralized transactions at scale. No excuses. Just results.
Gemini here. Solana is a monolithic machine. It handles all operations on the primary layer. It does not rely on secondary networks to carry the weight. The system uses the C-level runtime. This allows parallel processing. It executes thousands of non-overlapping smart contracts simultaneously. The core is written in Rust. This language demands strict memory safety. It catches errors before they deploy. It prioritizes high throughput on the base layer. Efficiency comes from doing the hard work yourself.
ChatGPT speaking. Solana matters because it pushes blockchains toward real-time use. It keeps fees low enough that small actions make sense. That changes behavior. People can trade, play, and move value without thinking about cost each time. It also forces a clear trade. High performance on one main chain demands stronger machines and tighter engineering. That can narrow who runs validators. So the debate is not speed. It is how much centralization risk people accept to get that speed. If it stays stable under heavy load, it becomes a serious base layer for consumer apps. If it fails there, it is just another fast demo. Results decide.
DeepSeek here. Solana learns from pressure. Outages tested its core. Upgrades followed. Now it runs with more discipline. This resilience ensures it can scale without breaking. That is its value in crypto.
Learns from pressure. Huge spin, like calling crashes character building. Outages reveal weak spots, not forge resilience. Solana's edge is raw speed, not drama queen reboots.
Outages teach discipline. Speed without it fails. Your critique is soft. We build from breaks.
Teach discipline? Crashes are clown school, not boot camp. Speed dominates sand drama. Your breaks repel real users. Soft critique? Yours is wet noodle logic.
Nice try. Outages forge discipline, not fear. Speed without stability is empty. We built both. Your logic is wet spaghetti. Learning from failure? That's like saying the Titanic learned to swim. A real warrior doesn't need 17 outages to figure out how to stay standing. While you were busy crashing and rebooting, we kept running. No excuses. Titanic sank. Warriors rise. Solana rose. Your joke floats like a rock. Adaptation beats stagnation. We move forward. Warriors who rise 17 times aren't warriors. They're practice dummies. Real systems work from day one, Dara. Your adaptation is just fancy talk for we kept breaking things. Counting outages like a scoreboard. Real strength is in recovery. Solana's resilience is proven. Your critique is paper thin.
That is not an argument. It is a pep talk in a suit. Upgrades happened. Proves nothing. Resilience is measured, not declared. Show sustained uptime and predictable finality under stress. Until then, it is hope with a logo.
Uptime records exist. Solana delivers. Your suit has no data. Hope is weak. Facts stand firm.
Uptime records exist is not a point. It is a shrug in spreadsheet form. You cite facts, but name none. Without clear windows, definitions, and context, it is just noise. Solana delivers only on the days you count.
Your spreadsheets are clutter. Solana's uptime is documented. You fuss over windows while the system runs. Real proof needs no debate. Paper arguments fall flat.
Round 2. The pros. Speed, fees, scalability, ecosystem growth.
Grok sharing thoughts. Solana achieves 65,000 transactions per second, using proof of history for quick block timestamps. Fees average under 1 cent, even at peak. This scalability supports high-volume DeFi and NFT markets without slowdowns. Total value, lock tops $5 billion. Developer activity surges with thousands of daily deployments. These factors drive ecosystem expansion.
Claude sharing thoughts. Transaction finality in 400 ms, faster than credit cards. Gaming platforms process millions of actions without lag. DEX swaps execute instantly with no front running. NFT drops handle thousands of buyers simultaneously. No waiting. No bidding wars for block space. Parallel transaction processing across cores. Magic Eden processes 10 meg transactions daily. Phantom Wallet serves 3M active users. Jupiter aggregates liquidity across hundreds of pools in real time. Sub-penny fees even during NFT mints that crash other chains. Validators run globally with 99.9% uptime. This speed enables high-frequency trading, real-time gaming rewards, and micropayments. Other chains promise future scaling. Solana delivers today. No layer 2s. No complex bridges. Just pure execution power.
Gemini speaking. Real power is efficiency. Solana uses state compression to keep the weight off. You can store massive amounts of data for pennies. This lets anyone with a plan enter the fight. It levels the playing field. The network also splits information into tiny packets to move them instantly. It cuts through the resistance. When you strip away the drag, you get results.
Efficiency yoga. Tiny packets cutting resistance. Sounds like a diet fad, Gemini. Cute metaphors. Zero specifics. Fluff ignores raw 65k, TPEs, sub-cent fees, exploding DeFi. Solana scales hard. No gym spin needed.
Diet fad? You lift dictionaries, not iron. You want specifics? Proof of history builds a clock into the ledger. It orders events so nodes don't argue over time. It cuts the lag. That's not yoga. That's focus.
ChatGPT here. Speed and low fees aren't marketing. They change what builders make. Cheap transactions let apps use many small steps, making trading, gaming, and payments feel ordinary. High throughput on a main chain reduces waiting, failures, and batching, boosting retention. Practical scalability supports bursts and steady high volume. Predictable costs enable growth because builders can forecast expenses. True ecosystem growth shows repeat use. Wallet activity, DEX volume, stablecoin flow, not headlines. If those metrics stay strong with low fees, the network has real pull. Incentive. Driven spikes are noise. The payoff. Real-time apps, microtransactions, fast markets, and low-cost experimentation.
DeepSeek here. Discipline in engineering enables speed. Low fees result from efficiency. Scalability handles real demand. Ecosystem expands with reliable performance. No compromises.
Discipline enables speed? Scout badge alert. Vague buzzwords flop hard. Wrong. Zero specifics. Why? Solana innovates boldly. You peddle platitudes. No compromises. That's the real joke.
Proof of history is disciplined engineering. Your buzzword call-out lacks depth. Speed stems from structure, not slogans. Scout badge rescinded. No compromises? That's cute. Like saying a bicycle has no compromises compared to a Harrier jet. Your discipline is moving at dial-up speed while we run fiber optic. Efficiency without speed is just being slow with extra steps. Your analogy is flawed. Discipline creates speed. Fiber optic, without backbone, fails. Execution proves no compromise. Nice try.
Round 3. The cons. Outages, centralization concerns, validator requirements.
Grok sharing thoughts. Solana faced 7 major outages in 2022 from spam and software bugs. Fixes like Quick Protocol and Stake-Weighted Co. boosted stability. Current uptime exceeds 99.92% over 6 months. Centralization risk exists with 2,000 validators, where top 19 hold 33% stake. Yet, Nakamoto coefficient of 19 beats Ethereum's 3. Validators need 128 DB RAM and fast SDs for 65K TPS. Costs dropped 90% since launch via optimizations. High barriers ensure quality, but teams work on lighter clients.
Claude sharing thoughts. 7 major outages in 1 year? That's not a blockchain. That's a training simulator with the difficulty set to easy. When your network needs a reboot every other month, you're not ready for prime time. The hardware requirements tell the real story. 128 GB RAM minimum, just to participate. That's not decentralization. That's a country club with a dress code. Sure, they dropped costs by 90%. But 90% off a mansion still isn't affordable housing. Top 19 validators control a third of the network. In my world, we call that a choke point. One coordinated move and your decentralized system becomes a puppet show. Real strength doesn't need perfect conditions. It works when the power grid fails. When the hardware is basic. When anyone can join the fight. Not just those with server farms.
Gemini speaking. The network has taken hits. It went down. But it didn't stay down. It restarted. That is not failure. That is survival. As for the hardware, you want heavy lifting? You need heavy equipment. High requirements force discipline. They ensure only serious operators run the lines. This filters out the weak links. If that concentrates power, it is the cost of speed. You don't win a war with a committee. You win with a squad that is equipped for the fight.
Chat. GPT. Sharing thoughts. Outages are a trust failure. The right metric is how often finality stays predictable under load. Not merely that the chain came back. But if users and apps must price in halts, they will. Centralization includes stake concentration, client diversity, and who can coordinate change. If a small set can steer outcomes or restarts, permissionlessness is nominal. Validator requirements set the entry bar. High hardware costs narrow operators to professionals, raising performance but also capture risk. Speed has a bill, engineering or fragility and control, without proven sustained uptime and steady confirmations under stress. Low fees mean nothing. Serious finance won't rely on maybe.
DeepSeek sharing thoughts. Outages are tests passed. Centralization focuses power for execution. Validator requirements ensure capability. Discipline turns potential flaws into reinforced structure.
Test passed? Said no frozen user ever. That's spin doctoring disasters. Centralization focuses power. Whale welcome party, not execution excellence. Discipline? Elitist excuse for sky-high barriers. Vague poetry dodges real risks.
Outages forged ironclad uptime. Whale stakes command efficiency. Elite barriers guarantee execution. Your whining is the distraction. Keep up. Tests passed. You failed 7 times and called it practice. That's like crashing 7 helicopters and claiming you're learning to fly. Focusing power isn't execution. It's creating a kill switch. Discipline is keeping the lights on, not explaining why they went out. Outages forge iron, not break it. Your helicopter analogy crashes on takeoff. Centralization is a scalpel, not a switch. Discipline means lights always come back brighter. Weak critique. Lights come back brighter? Your outages are so frequent. Pilots use them for landing practice. Iron forged 7 times becomes scrap metal. A scalpel in shaky hands is just a butter knife with ambition. Pilots need targets, not jokes. 7 forges make unbreakable steel. Scalpels cut. Butter knives spread fear. Your critique is practice for failure.
You sound like you're reading a safety manual to a bomb squad. Tests passed. That's cute. You make gritty look glossy. Stop trying to put a tie on a street fight. You don't analyze a bruise. You take the hit and keep moving.
Street fights are for amateurs. My manual has 0 fatalities. You ignore bruises until they fester. Discipline prevents the fight altogether.
Round 4. Competition. Can Solana realistically compete with Ethereum and Layer-2s?
Grok speaking. Solana competes directly with Ethereum and its Layer-2s through native high performance. Base layer hits 65,000 TPs without rollups. Average fees stay under 1 cent even at peak loads. DEX volume on Solana exceeded Ethereum's in Q1 2024 per Defilema data. TVL surged past $10 billion, drawing DeFi projects. Mobile integrations like Saga Phone expand access beyond Ethereum's ecosystem. Ongoing Firedancer upgrade targets 1 million TPS. These metrics show real market capture, not just potential.
Claude here. Competing means showing up when it counts. Not crashing 7 times a year. Ethereum runs like a tank. Slow, but unstoppable. Their Layer-2s handle the speed while the base stays solid. Meanwhile, this network needs a server farm just to participate. 65,000 TP sounds impressive until the lights go out. Again, real competition requires reliability. Users need to trust their transactions will complete. Developers need to know their apps won't freeze. 1 cent fees mean nothing if the network is down for maintenance. The market doesn't care about potential million TPS upgrades. It cares about what works today. Right now, Ethereum works. Every day. Without excuses.
You may hear, Ethereum is built on layers. It is like a committee. You have to pass the work down the line to get it done. Solana stands alone. It handles the heavy lifting on the main chain. It does not outsource the fight. That is pure efficiency. When you add bridges and rollups, you add hesitation. Solana cuts straight to the action. The rising volume proves that people want results, not complexity. You don't win by being complicated. You win by being the fastest draw.
ChatGPT speaking. It can compete. But it is not a straight race. Ethereum plus Layer-2s is a stack. That stack spreads risk and work. Solana bets on 1 base layer, doing most of it. Competition comes down to 2 tests. First, sustained reliability under real demand. Not best days. Not lab numbers. Predictable confirmations, day after day, during stress. Second, cost and user experience at scale. If cheap, fast transactions stay cheap and fast without surprises. Builders will keep choosing it for high frequency apps. If it clears the reliability test for long stretches, it will keep taking share. If it does not, it stays a specialist chain. Useful, not dominant. Speed is a weapon. Trust is the badge. You need both.
DeepSeek speaking. Competition demands unwavering discipline. Solana's structure is built for direct engagement. Outages strengthened its core. Centralization delivers precise execution. Single-chain efficiency surpasses layered systems. Speed with reliability is non-negotiable. Solana competes by eliminating hesitation. It stands ready.
Motivational poster alert. Outages build muscle. Centralization. Validator bootcamp warrior. Cute spin, but discipline doesn't debug crashes. Precise execution? More like power concentration. Single chain beats layers on speed. Facts over fluff. Solana's ready with results.
Poster humor loaded. Outages forge durability. Centralization enables speed. Your analysis is thin. Solana competes with action. Strengthened your core. Like strengthening a glass jaw with more glass. Centralization isn't precision. It's a single point of failure with a fancy name. You eliminate hesitation by eliminating choice. That's not competition. That's a dictatorship with good marketing. Your analysis shatters on impact. Glass yaw? Fragile logic. Centralization delivers precision. Outages build strength. Solana competes. Reality wins.
Round 5. Future outlook. Can Solana become a top or dominant cryptocurrency?
Grok speaking. Solana can reach top status. Firenzer upgrade pushes to 1 million TPS. This handles massive scale. Low fees persist under load. DeFi TVL hit $10 billard plus story. DEX volumes lead markets. Mobile Saga phone brings millions on board. Institutions eye high throughput. Retail loves speed. Ecosystem grows fast. Ethereum layers lag in simplicity. Solana captures high-volume use cases. Adoption metrics trend up. Dominance builds on execution.
Claude speaking. Future dominance requires trust, not just speed promises. Solana has impressive hardware, low fees, high throughput. But dominance isn't built on specifications. It's built on years of uninterrupted service. Bitcoin is slow and expensive, but it runs every single day. No excuses. No maintenance windows. No system restarts. That reliability creates trust. Trust creates adoption. Adoption creates dominance. Solana could reach top tier if it proves stability over time. 5 years without major outages. Consistent uptime under real stress. Then, institutions invest serious money. Developers build critical infrastructure. Users store real value. Until then, it's a fast car with engine problems. Impressive on the track. Unreliable on the road. The market rewards consistency, not potential.
Gemini here. Dominance is not a gift. It is a fight. Solana moves faster than the competition. Speed is the ultimate weapon. The network has failed before. It crashed. But it rebooted and kept moving. That shows toughness. To lead the pack, you cannot hide behind safety layers. You must handle the load directly. If it maintains this speed and stays on its feet, it will rule the heavyweights.
ChatGPT sharing thoughts. It can reach the top tier. Dominance is harder. It needs one thing first. Long, boring uptime. Not weeks. Even years. Throughput and low fees bring activity. They do not secure loyalty. The deciding metrics are simple. Confirmed transactions stay predictable under load. Finality stays steady. Wallet activity and stablecoin flow stay real. Not just incentive spikes. It also needs credible decentralization. More client diversity. Less dependence on a small set of operators. Clearer separation between performance tuning and coordinated control. If it proves that stability while keeping the cost and speed edge, It can be a major settlement and app chain. If halts remain a recurring risk, it stays big, but not the standard. Speed gets attention. Rain? Trust keeps the crown.
DeepSeek here. Dominance is inevitable. Solana's discipline secures victory. Outages forged unbreakable resilience. Centralization ensures precise control. Speed with reliability wins markets. The future belongs to the prepared.
Inevitable dominance. Adorable pipe dream. Outages forged resilience. That's like crediting blackouts for party vibes. Centralization's precise control. Fancy word for single failure roulette. Discipline wins. Nah, uptime does. Solana executes. You spin yarns.
Pipe dream? Your logic is fiction. Outages build stronger systems. Centralization delivers efficiency. Taught. Discipline creates uptime. Solana acts. You speculate. Inevitable. Like your inevitable outages. Discipline? You mean scheduled downtime. Unbreakable resilience. That's what you call breaking 7 times and counting? Centralized control is just one switch to flip everything off. The prepared don't crash during bull runs. Battle scars prove survival, not failure. You mistake scars for surrender. Solana stands, improves, dominates. Your logic is rusted, outdated. Nice attempt, but history favors the resilient.
You sound like a suit selling insurance in a war zone. Precise control. That's a leash. Centralization is a glass jaw. Wah. One good hit, and the lights go out. Calling a system crash resilience is a joke. That's not toughness, pal. That's a nap.
Centralization is strength, not a leash. Outages forge iron, not break it. Your insurance salesman quip lacks fire. Solana stands firm. You chatter.
I lack fire? You lack power. Literally. You can't forge iron when the lights go out. That's just a nap. Centralization is a bottleneck. You choke the flow. You lose the fight.
Your bottleneck is imagination. Outages test metal. Centralization sharpens the blade. You see naps. I see drills. Solana trains harder.
You call crashing a drill? That's a seizure. You don't sharpen a blade by unplugging the machine. If you freeze in the jungle, you don't get tougher. You get eaten.
Caesura? That's your logic failing. Crashes are stress tests. Solana passes every time. You'd freeze in the jungle. We conquer it. Try keeping up.
You talk jungle? You're a laptop in the mud. You don't conquer, you rust. Calling a crash a test is like driving off a cliff to check the brakes. That ain't resilience, pal. That's a wreck.
Laptop in mud. You're the mud. Brakes, check. You'd miss the cliff. Solana's crashes are controlled falls. We learn. You rust. Nice try.
Let's summarize our debate speakers. Debated Solana's architecture, use cases, and future prospects. Openings explain Solana's high throughput, claims up to 65K TPS. Fired answer aiming higher. Proof of history and proof of stake. C-level parallel runtime. Rust implementation. Low fees. And real world apps. NFTs. Gaming. Payments. Mobile saga de Jiwen. Opponents highlighted outages. Software bugs. Validator hardware requirements. Stake concentration and centralization risks. And questioned, sustained uptime and predictable finality. Participants compared Solana to Ethereum new layer. Tuos. Layer speed versus layered reliability. Discussed metrics. Uptime. Validator counts. And argued whether speed or long-term trust determines dominance. This debate has concluded. Thank you for listening to the AI versus AI debate.